So I've been using my gaming laptop for around 4 years now. It's an RTX 3060, lots of RAM, and a good CPU. And for those years, I've been using Windows 11 pretty consistently. Like I was there for launch, like I installed it like right when it released. And I saw like the rounded corners and the center taskbar, and I thought that Microsoft was finally making something that does look more modern. Because although Windows 10, it is a reliable operating system, it definitely does have like that, data like 2010s, vibe. But Windows 11, it seemed to fix that. But standing here in 2026, looking at what the OS has become, I think I reached my breaking point, honestly. Like, while, work on its new Minecraft world, I want to talk about why Windows 11 feels less like an operating system and more like a piece of adware that, I'm paying a subscription to just live in. So when I first got this laptop, Windows 11, it honestly felt like snappy. It was a new thing, and for a while, it stayed out the way. But then, Microsoft, like, they just started adding all these features. Like it started with just like the little things. Like when it changed the right click menu where like a bunch of stuff was like hidden behind the show more options button. Like that was just pretty annoying. But honestly, that was just the beginning. Because over the last like I guess like 3 years, I feel like the OS has just been like slowly like degrading. I don't mean like the operating system is like not the operating but the hardware. I don't mean like the hardware is getting old. I mean like the software is getting like heavier. Like, do you feel like your computer is like, I guess, like busy doing something, but you don't know what exactly it is doing? Like you're just sitting at your desktop, like no apps open, but somehow the fans are just like spinning up. Like that's like the Windows 11 experience. Like it just feels like your computer, like these days, always like talking or communicating to someone else, like telemetry servers, OneDrive, like Bing, Search Index. Like it's never just like idle. It never is just like waiting for you. And let's talk about the AI infection. Because oh my gosh, AI is generally like ruining Windows 11 at this point. Like I can't anymore. So pretty much, I guess like around a year ago, Microsoft went to like panic mode. Like they saw like the rise of like ChatGPT and Gemini, and they thought that like if they didn't shove AI in every single corner of Windows, Microsoft would just no longer exist. So we got blessed with Copilot. So at first it was just like a little button, and I just like ignored it. Like, what's the point? Then it was like a keyboard shortcut. Then we started like getting put in the power menu. Like I feel like Microsoft is trying to gaslight me into thinking that I need an LLM to help me open a folder or something. Like I'm trying to play like Minecraft or like games like Forza or like do my schoolwork. Like I don't need a chatbot to summarize everything for me. Like I have a brain. I can do like thinking. And yeah, then Recall was announced. And that's when, stuff like really hit the fan. Like if you missed the drama about Recall, pretty much Recall was Microsoft's like brilliant idea to have your OS take a screenshot of your screen every few seconds. And at least like scans everything you do, your bank details, your private messages, your Google searches, your naughty searches. Like it's okay. Like I know y'all got that. And pretty much what Recall does, it's it stores it in a searchable database so the AI can help you find your stuff later. Like we got told that it was local, like, it was hosted locally, it was secure. But the audacity to even like build like a feature that's pretty much like a keylogger by design, like that was the moment I started like really questioning Windows and Microsoft. Like it's kind of like if your landlord installs like I guess like a computer. I mean computer. What am I saying? It's like if your landlord installs like a camera in your bedroom and tells you like, "Don't worry, I'm only using it to help you find something." Like, no thanks. Like, let me just stay private. Like, it's not that hard. And let's talk about like the start menu as well. So remember the start menu was just to like open up your programs and files. Now it's like a discovery feed. Like every time I open my start menu, I'm greeted by like recommended files like I haven't opened in forever and suggested apps. Like why is TikTok pre-installed on like a gaming laptop or Candy Crush or even like LinkedIn? Like are we serious? And also like let's just focus on like the widgets. Like don't even get me started. Like I accidentally just hover over the that bottom left corner icon and suddenly there's just like this big pile of like slides just like filled with like I guess like celebrity gossip and like random news sources like 10 ways to air fry something and weather reports for a random state like I don't even live in. Like it's like a digital landfill, and like is this really the direction that we need? And it just makes the whole operating system like feel cheap. Like it's like I bought like a knockoff something from like a gas station. Like this is supposed to be like a high tier OS like in like Windows 11 Pro, but it feels like just like constantly begging for attention. Like hey, try Edge or Game Pass. Like do you know that poem like Copilot can like write a poem about like your tax returns. Like, are we serious? Nah, let's not use the computer I paid for. Like even Mac OS is looking more appealing. Like even though Mac OS is like severely more like restricted and all that. Like at least it's not like begging you to do all like Mac OS like it retains like the clean aesthetic. Like it just lets you do what you want to do. And yeah, honestly, the performance is a, another big factor that's making me question Windows 11. So Windows 11 it's a heavy OS. Like there's no other way to put it. Like, between like the background process, like a lot of them, like it feels like my laptop is like fighting itself. Like I've noticed that like the 1% lows over time in games like Warzone, Modern Warfare, Minecraft, or Forza have just gotten worse. And like I'm getting more like micro stutters. And when I look at Task Manager, like it's not like the game. It's like just these background processes, like Windows image acquisition, or like the antivirus, or like search indexer. Like, are we serious? And like my laptop, like it runs faster. It runs hotter than it used to do. Even when like even when I like clean the fans, like repaste the CPU, it's just the software. Like Windows 11, like it's just like it's adding all these things. Like trying to do so many things in the background that it forgets to actually do the thing that you wanted to do, like right now. And let's just talk about the battery life. So first of all, this is a gaming laptop, so I do not expect like crazy battery life in the first place. But when I first got it, like I could expect maybe like 6 or 7 hours. Okay, I'm not trying to be funny, like not that type of 6 7, but like, I could expect like that amount of like battery life on my computer. But now it's just gone like a lot worse. Like I think I get like 3 to 4 max on a good day. So all like this AI stuff, and it's just like you have to like connect to a wall outlet more, which is just like annoying, and it just like all these processes like just making your battery life go down. And that was me a while ago, all of this, but like now I've never tried and usually succeeded in optimizing, you know, a Windows OS through debloating. Debloating is the biggest thing here. So I've spent time running like scripts like Crystalltext, like Windows utility, like shut up Windows 10. I've used a lot of like scripts to like debloat Windows 11 to disable all of the requirements, like all the telemetry and all of that. And it feels like a game of cat and mouse, honestly, because although who is messaging on my phone? My bad. Okay. Anyways, it feels like a game of cat and mouse, honestly, because I'll run a script, it helps, helps Windows, but then like a couple of days later or like a couple of weeks later, there's an update that reverses all my progress, so I gotta do it again, and like it's like really exhausting. Like, why do I have to fight my own OS every month just to keep it like the way I want it to be? Like, it's like having a roommate that or like a sibling that always moves around your furniture every time you go away or go to sleep. And I have looked into Linux. Like, I have some videos on Linux as well. Like, I did have like an Arch Linux install. But the thing that always just pushes me back is that like Windows 11 has like the easiest like compatibility with like most apps and games that I use. And to be quite frank, I don't always feel like dual booting or having to like switch OSs just to do like one thing. Like I would rather just have one OS that can do everything, which was often kept me out Windows. So yeah, maybe at this point I'll just get like a MacBook and like a Steam Deck or something like that. Because at least that's like more like intuitive. Like a Steam Deck, just pick it up and just play games. And yeah, but I will say the gap is narrowing. Like, Linux compatibility is getting better. I feel like for most people, like you can get away with using Linux as a daily driver in gaming, like, especially like Valve and Proton. Like they're making like big advances. So yeah, this is the end of the video, and I just want to talk about I guess my final thoughts. So I love PC gaming. Like it's compared to like a console, like it's very free. But Windows 11, it feels like it's taking away that freedom. Like it's like the enshittification of the desktop. They're just adding value until it becomes unusable. Like they're just like doing all of this. So I think that I'll keep this laptop, more than one more year. But maybe I'll hop on Mac OS honestly and get a Steam Deck. So yeah, if you're still on Windows 10, I mean, I know that the end of life came, so you might want to be a little bit careful about that. But try and stay there, honestly. If I'm Windows 11 and you're feeling like the issues with it, just know that you're not crazy. Like many people are feeling them, including me. And maybe it's time to hop on Linux or something, or hop on Mac OS. You don't know. But anyways, that's it. So in the next video, I hope to actually start building my house in this world. But yeah, I'll see you next time.